All right, today let's talk about criticism. And I want to start with something that I need you to really hear. The quickest way to be nothing is to do nothing, say nothing, build nothing, and share nothing. That's the quickest way to be nothing and to avoid criticism, because here's what I have learned. After 115 days of showing up on my YouTube channel every single day, someone will always have an opinion about what you do, about what you say, about how you look, about your accent, about your perspective, about whether or not you've assimilated with the American culture yet, always. And if that is going to happen anyway, you might as well give them something real to talk about. Today, I want to change the way that you see criticism. Here is what most people do when they are afraid of being criticized. They stay quiet. They wait until everything is perfect. They keep the idea to themselves until they feel ready enough to handle other people's reaction. They dim themselves down before anyone else gets even the chance to do that. And I understand that instinct. I really do. Because no matter how you swing it, criticism hurts, especially when it comes from people that you did not expect, especially when it comes in public. It hurts, especially when it comes from your own community, people who look like you. But here's the problem with staying quiet. Staying quiet does not protect you from criticism either. It just guarantees that nothing else happens either. So when you stay quiet, there's no impact, there's no connection, there's no audience, you don't build the muscle, there's no growth, there's no business, there's no legacy, nothing happens. You lose, and you give that power away to someone else. You protected yourself from criticism by protecting yourself from everything. And that is not a trade worth making. Now, let me tell you something that happened to me and that changed how I think about all of this. I was on my 25th video. 25th. I had started with 91 subscribers. I was a small channel. Nobody knew who I was. I made a video about my experience with racism as an immigrant Haitian Black woman coming to the United States. I shared my first experience with racism here, something that was very personal to me and something real, something that I had lived and never fully said out loud before. And that video got over 1,300 views. But here's the part I want you to pay attention to. Someone found that video, and what did they do? They took it and they did a remix of my video, and they used the exact same title as my video. They used the exact same tags, the exact same SEO, search engine optimization, everything the same. So that when someone searched for my video came up, and this person's video came up right after. And this person was a fellow Haitian from my own community. Now, let me tell you how I felt about that. My first reaction, it was, are you freaking serious? That was my first reaction. But then I went and looked at the comments on his video, and I was delighted because even his own audience was defending me in his own comment section. But here's my real point. I was on video 25. I had barely started. I had less than 100 subscribers when I began. And someone was already paying enough attention to copy everything that I did, to take my title, to take my tags, my SEO strategy, and try to piggyback on my content to boost their own channel. Think about that for a second. Now, you might be sitting there right now telling yourself, nobody is going to watch if I make a video. Nobody cares what I have to say. I am too small for any of this to matter. I am nobody. Well, but on my 25th video, somebody cared enough to steal from me. So you are never as invisible as you think that you are, my friend. I want to give you a completely different way of looking at criticism starting today, because I think most of us have it backwards. We treat criticism as evidence that something is wrong, that we should not have shared what we shared, that we should pull back, that we should be more careful about what we say, we should not say certain things, when actually criticism is almost always evidence that something is right. Think about it this way. Nobody criticizes something that does not matter to them. Nobody takes the time to respond to something that they are completely indifferent to. When someone criticizes what you made, they are basically telling you that what you made, it made them feel something. And feeling something is the whole point. Now I want to address something that I have experienced personally and that I know a lot of you have too. When you share an idea with the wrong people, you will get 100 reasons why it is going to fail. Oh yeah, they will tell you, no problem, 100 reasons why it's going to fail. People are very good at telling you what will not work. Where are the people who will give you 5 reasons, only 5, why it might work? Where are the people who will help you figure it out? Where are the people who will help you figure out how to make it work? And I want to say something about those 100 reasons. Most of them are not even about you. Most of them are about what that person believes is possible for themselves. When someone tells you that your idea will not work, or they telling you a bunch of things to discourage you, they are usually telling you what they believe about their own limitations, not yours. And they are taking their limitations as instructions for your life. And it is one of the most expensive mistakes that you can make if you listen to that. Now, I want to come back to the video that started all of this, the one about racism, because I want to say something about why I made that video and why I would make it again. To this day, I find the concept of race as a biological reality completely baffling. Race is a construct. It is something that a group of people invented to justify their own biases, to justify what they wanted to do to other human beings. And yet, it has caused so much pain, so much division, so much injustice. And when I shared my experience with it, and I share that experience honestly from my perspective as a Haitian immigrant, people responded. Over 1,000 people watched that video on my 25th video, because the truth spoken specifically reaches people every time. Every time. So let me give you something practical, because I do not just want to tell you to ignore criticism. There's this saying in French, la critique est aisée, mais l'art est difficile. Criticizing is easy, but creating something is not that easy. Ignoring criticism is not realistic, and it is not always right either. Some criticism is useful when someone tells you something specific about how you could do something better. That is information that you can build on. So take it, use it, improve on it. Some criticism is noise. When someone attacks your appearance, when someone attacks your accent, your background, your right to have an opinion, your existence, that is not feedback. That is someone projecting their own discomfort onto your visibility. Delete it, move on, ignore it. Do not give it a second thought. And some criticism, like what happened with my video, is actually a compliment. Someone cared enough to copy everything you did. That is not a threat. That is actually proof that you are doing something worth paying attention to. Stay in your lane. Keep building. Nobody can copy what makes you you. You. I also want to come back to something I said at the beginning. Where are the people who will give you 5 reasons why your idea might work? I want to be honest about something. In my experience pursuing my vision here in America, it has been very easy to find people who would tell you why what you want to do will not work. They will give you 100 reasons, and they are ready to go with it without even thinking about it. But the people who will sit with you and help you figure out how to make it work, those people are rarer, and they are worth more than 100 critics. So I want to encourage you to be very intentional about whose opinion you seek. Not everyone who loves you is equipped to support your vision. Not everyone who criticizes you wants to see you fail. Learn to tell the difference and build your inner circle with people who default to, how do we make this work? Instead of, here's why it will not work. Now, here's what I want to leave you with today. If you are afraid of being criticized, I totally understand. It is a real fear, but I want you to consider the alternative. The quickest way to be nothing, to never be criticized, is to do nothing, say nothing, build nothing, share nothing, because someone will always have an opinion any way. You cannot escape it. So you might as well give them something worth talking about. On my 25th video, someone was paying enough attention to copy everything that I made. You are never as invisible as you think. The people who criticize you, they are watching, right? They are. Hey, more views for you. The people who need you, they are also watching. So show up for the second group and let the first group talk. Let the first group talk. All right. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Webley. I am a launch and funnel strategist, and I want you to drop a comment and tell me, what has criticism stopped you from doing? Tell me, and remember to hit subscribe. And with that, I will see you on the next video.